Hello everyone, we're back again with stock review. Today we are going to talk about a pharmaceutical company which was established in the year 1990. So this is an Indian company headquartered in Hyderabad. It's a leading manufacturer of active pharmaceutical ingredients offering high quality products to over 95 countries. And this stock that we're talking about is none other than Divi's Lab. As usual, we will look first at the technicals. Then we'll jump to the financials where we'll see revenue, net profit, all those things. Then we will see the shareholding pattern. And finally, we'll also see the competition, market cap, etc. And considering all these factors, then we will decide whether it's a pass, should we buy it in our portfolio or not. Okay. So as you can see, this is a candlestick chart for Divi Slab. You can see we pulled out around 8 months as always. The current market price is 4,935, and if you look closely you can see four lines again. These four lines are nothing but the daily moving averages, and they are important indicators for us technically. The red one is the 20-day moving average. The orange one is basically the 50-day moving average. Then the yellow one is 100-day moving average. And finally, our baseline, which is our favorite one to look at, which gives us a clear picture of 2 quarters. The 200-day moving average. This is very important. Why? Because this is where we buy the stock on dips. Now, as you can see, 20, 50, 100, 200, all of them are separated quite nicely. And that is a good indicator for us because it shows uptrend. Along with this, we also need to see at other indicators. And usually we do see that with relative strength index chart. The RSI chart is a good indicator because it is complementary to the daily moving average. Alone, daily moving average does not give a clear picture. But when it is used in combination with RSI, then it is excellent. Now, you know, RSI is the strength index of the chart, of the stock itself, right? So it's always marked in bounds. So the upper bound is the red dotted line, which is 70. The lower bound, which is calculated, is the green dotted line, which is 30. The movement of the index is marked in blue, and the body of the strength index is marked in light blue. Now, we all know that 40 to 60 is a zone where we consider it to be a good buy. So, in order to prove a theory, we need to take an example. So, let's take an example when the stock hit the absolute low, which is March to April. The stock hit our lower circuit, right, which is the green dotted line. Now, if we see exactly on the chart between March to April, we'll see a hammer pattern formed at 20-day moving average. And if we mark it, you will see right after that, the stock rose to its fullest. So, looking at the technicals, we can surely predict the price movement because RSI and daily moving average is a good combination. But moving away from technicals and moving into the fundamentals, let's look at the revenue structure or DV slab. Again, if you look at the consolidated revenue structure last 5 years, you can see 2017, 4064 crores, growing pattern. 2021, it was 6969. Interesting. So this looks okay. The important indicators that we need to look at is the ROCE and the ROE. The ROCE looks excellent because it is greater than 15, but the ROE average is good but not great because it's above 10 but not great. Why? Because it is lesser than 15. Historical revenue growth is also 4%, which is average, right? Not good. PE ratio 40, not bad, not good. So, I mean, I can say okay for revenue. Now, since we looked at the revenue, we need to look at the profit and loss, or specifically speaking, net profit. Again, looking at the chart, it's okay, not a growing trend as such, but 2017 it had a net profit of 1060 and it rose from 1060 to 1984 in 2021. Not bad, steady growth. All right, so the revenue and net profit were doing average or good, you can say, but not great. Now let's look at the debt to equity chart. If you see closely, you can clearly see there is 0 for 2020 and 0 for 2021, which is another good indicator going forward because this shows us that the company is debt free from 2020 onwards. They cleared all their debt in 2019. And that's probably the reason why you would see the ROE which is lesser because of the debt. So we also need to look at the Piotrowski score. The Piotrowski score is important because it goes or it has a correlation with the price movement of the stock. So anything which is above 5 is considered to be good. Now for DV slab the score is 6, which is excellent. Why? Because if you look at the CAGR for 3 years, it's well above 15%. Okay, so now looking at debt to equity and the Piotrowski score, I'm interested again because the revenue and net profit had brought me down a little bit. Okay, so looking at the shareholding pattern, again, blue promoters 51.95%, good. Foreign investors 20%, domestic investors are around 16%, which is good. Public is around 10%. It will grow in the future. But the most important thing here again is pledges, which is marked in the green color, which is nothing, which is no pledge from shareholders, which is great. Finally, let's look at the competition. Let's look at the peers for DV Slab. This chart again, if you see DV Slab market cap, it's 1,30,000 crores. Sun Pharma is greater than Divis, 1,86,000 because Sun Pharma is a big market player in India. Followed by Dr. Reddy's, which is 78,000, Cipla is 74,000, Gland Pharma is 65,000. But what makes DV Slab unique? It is an active ingredient provider. That means it is providing ingredients to all these pharmaceutical companies, right? That's why if you see the ROE for this year, the ROE was 21.34%. And the reason for that is the debt. They cleared the debt from 2020 onwards. So if you see the debt to equity for this year, it's zero. So all in all, impressive. Okay, so finally in conclusion, should we buy Divis Lab in our portfolio for long-term investment? And my answer is yes, we should buy this stock, but on dips. So I have a few comments here. Buy this stock at 30-day moving average price. Second comment is if you look at 2020 onwards, they cleared that debt. If you look at the Piotrowski score, it's 6. The CAGR is also great. So when we look at all these factors, it's definitely a pass. So you should buy this stock on dips. With that said, I thank you all for watching. Until next time, cheers.